Over the past few years, these are just a few of the books that I've read on successful people. These books talk about people who've been successful in their industries as entrepreneurs, as artists, as social activists, as athletes. And the truth is, I've recognized a very interesting pattern by reading each of them. It doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter what you do. The principles of success are the same, and today I want to decode one of those for you. The one principle alone that will make you 10x faster and bring you 10x closer to the goals that you have, to the dreams that you have, and to the success that you want to achieve. And honestly, this principle is so universal and so simple that by the end of this video, you'll not only feel clear, you'll also feel confident on exactly what you can do to get started and to enter the league of ultra successful people. The principle I'm about to introduce you to right now is so important that I made sure I clear all these books aside so I don't accidentally hit them while speaking to you. That's how important this is. And the best part is, when you truly understand this principle right, you'll realize this one truth. You already have it in you. You don't have to build it as a skill. You don't have to build it as a personality trait. Every single human being has this skill, and by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how, exactly why, and also exactly how you can harness it to succeed in your life. And I know you're thinking, Prabhsimrat, tell me what the skill is. Well, here it is. Be ready, because this will absolutely blow your mind. The number one thing that all successful people do is that they don't quit. Yeah, that's it. They don't quit. Now I know what you're thinking. What's so special in that? You made it sound like such a big deal when you just said two words that I already know. And the truth is, yeah, I did that. But there's a reason. How many times have you heard this phrase and you've still quit? Tell me honestly. We all know that persistence is an important quality, but how often do we actually put that persistence in the goals that we are pursuing? Because here's the thing, no matter what you do, we are all always inconsistent in something or the other. If it's something related to your health, which I'm also guilty of, is that you'll often say, I want to exercise the next morning, or I want to exercise continuously for the coming week or the coming month or the coming year. And then it's all just a thought in your head. You try to do it, but then it hurts too much, it takes too much effort, it's not very pleasant, and so you quit. And then you're wondering, why do I not feel fit? Why do I not feel energetic? Well, that's because you didn't put in the effort to get fit and to get to your goals. Now compare that to an athlete that you admire. What do? Look at their routine. Look at the way they structure their day, and you'll realize this simple but important truth. They spend crazy amounts of time in training. They're on the field, they're in the gym, they're constantly exercising, and they're treating their body like a sacred temple. Every bite of food that goes into their body, that also is measured and consciously decided, because they know their body is their ultimate workforce. That's what helps them succeed. That's what helps them bring their A game on the field. And so they take full care of it. They put in the effort, they put in the persistence, and that is why they're at the top of their game. The same principle applies everywhere else. Look at your favorite singer, look at your favorite artist, look at your favorite entrepreneur, and you will recognize that they all persisted. It's not that they had less challenges than you. Probably they had more challenges than what you are facing right now. But the only difference is they didn't quit, and a lot of times you do, even I do, and so many of us do. And that's a lesson I want to help you master today. I don't just want to leave you here. I don't just want to tell you, okay, this is it. You don't have to quit and you will succeed. Of course you know that. So what I'm about to do right now is to help you master this principle and to understand exactly how you can implement it, so that you're not just watching a video, you're actually changing your life. And that's my promise here. The reason most people aren't able to persist in their life is because they suffer from a condition I like to call quitter's complex. They quit too often, Quitting has become their habit. It's like a compulsion. The moment they find something new, something shiny, something incredible, they run towards it with full force. But then, when things get hard, when inevitable challenges come up, when problems show up, they act surprised and they think, oh no, this is too difficult, I can't do this, this is probably not the right thing for me. And so they move on to the next thing. But what they don't realize is that as they're moving through the cycle of the quitter's complex, they are going down, 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 and down in life, because here's how it's actually playing out. So imagine this. You're at this level. You start something new, you're a bit excited, but then you fall down with difficulty. And this is where you quit. This is where most successful people put in more efforts to go above, but most of us just quit here. Then what do? We move a bit down. We start something new, we try it, but again the graph goes down and we're at this level. We're at -2 now and we quit again. Then we move on to the next shiny thing, we rise a bit, again we are going down in that hard phase and we quit right when efforts matter the most. And now we're at -3 and then down and down and down and down. And now imagine someone who's been living like this for the past decade, where they're just jumping from one thing to the other with no sign of professional success in their lives. Well, they're at levels like -10 and -20. And the thing is, this might feel like I'm dejecting you or I'm leaving out any hope that you might have, but that is not the case. The reason I'm telling you this truth is because we're afraid to face it a lot of the times. And I don't want you to live in the delusion that by not quitting alone, you can, change everything in your life overnight and make things happen. That's not how this works. You also have to recognize where your current reality is and how far away it is from your goals. Because if you don't accept that you're at -1 or -2 or -10 or even -20, then you can't recover. Then you can't put in the efforts to actually make that change and to build persistence back into your life. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to think about what level are you currently operating at. Are you actually suffering from this quitter's complex? Are you doing new things then just leaving them behind? Because if you are, then you are just putting your progress on the line, and I don't want you to do that. So the truth is, the moment you recognize, okay, I'm at this level, you will be able to imbibe this principle into your life so well that you won't have to go from -20 to -19 to -18 to -16. No, that's the linear process. When you truly understand how successful people operate, this is what will happen. You will go from -20 directly to 0, and from 0, your onward journey will start. Not in a linear way, in a magical compounding way. You will make big leaps of progress because you would have just understood that by removing this quitter's complex from my life and by becoming more persistent, everything else has changed. So here's how you do it. If you want to understand how can I be persistent, all you need to do is go and look back into your past. Go back to when you were a kid. 1 year old, 2 year old, maybe 3 years old, but just look at that age when you were literally just an infant and all everybody wanted to do was hold you and care for you and love you and just admire how cute and little you are. Go back to that time. And now remember, how did you first learn how to walk? Was it just a one-day miracle? No. You started to first learn how to turn over. Earlier, you could just sleep on one side as a very little baby. Then you learned how to move your body a little bit. Then you learned how to crawl. And eventually, as you were crawling, you decided, oh, you know what? Maybe I can lift up my hands and I can start walking on my own 2 feet. But with that realization as a baby, did you actually start walking on your own 2 feet? No. You fell. You stumbled. You cried. You were so imbalanced that most of the time you couldn't even walk 10 steps. But did you say to yourself, oh no, walking is not for me. It is too hard. I cannot do this. Did you do that? Of course not, because as babies, we are not wired to understand the world's limitations. All we can see is the fact that I want to walk, so I'll try and try and try and try and try and try again and again and again until I can master it. And tell me honestly, is success any different? Is mastery any different? Is achieving proficiency in anything that you want any different than learning how to walk when you were a kid? It truly isn't. And so, whatever your goal is, whatever field you want to succeed in, that doesn't matter. The truth is that this quitter complex is something that you've learned. It's something that you've accepted from society, and it is not the real you. Because the real you is a fighter. The real you persists. The real you takes pleasure in trying and failing and trying and failing. Because if that wasn't true, you wouldn't have been able to walk today. You wouldn't have been able to use your own two hands to eat. You wouldn't even have been able to speak. All of these things came to you as a result of persistence, but because that was so natural to you, you didn't even think of it as persistence. You just thought of it as who you are, and that's the state we want to achieve. That's the state all successful people are at. So now you know, this quitter complex is something you've learned, and persistence is a natural part of who you are, and the way you imbibe it in your life is simple. The next time things get hard, remember that baby version of you, and remember that moment when you were learning how to walk, when you were learning how to crawl, and ask yourself, would that person be proud of me right now? I know this is a very weird question, but I want you to ask yourself this question. It will, one, make you laugh, and two, it will bring you close to a strong realization. If the baby me could do it, I can definitely do it now. I can definitely persist, and I can definitely succeed. And that is the clarity and confidence that will take you forward, that will take you ahead in leaps and bounds. And that, my friend, is literally all you need to do. This is how you build persistence. Remember the baby version of you and take inspiration from the moment you learned how to walk, talk, crawl, and everything else that you take for granted right now. Persistence is literally in your blood. It's time that you start acting like that person and achieving the success that you are 100% worthy of. So here's what I want you to do. Write in the comments, what's that one crazy goal you have that nobody else believes but you believe in, and that you are going to achieve it. Write that statement down. Make that commitment now and make that baby version of yourself proud that you will persist, that you will succeed, and that you will move forward. I look forward to your comments. I look forward to your dreams, and I want you to know, just like today, I'll be here every single week supporting you and bringing you closer to them. So stay subscribed for new videos that help you move forward. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next week.